Hi, it's Artie from Brumber Herbs. I'm here with Cutie to tell you about the Color Wheel, which is a new flower and gem essence I'm offering at brumberherbs.com. And I made this remedy for boredom. And I had a client who came to me one time who described boredom as like everything is gray and dull and uninteresting, kind of lifeless. And to her, it was kind of this unbearable experience. And so I thought this is a job for flower and gem essences. And I found quite a few that I wanted to try together for her, including wild rose, which makes you, which is great for people who feel like kind of life is kind of going to be the same for the rest of their life, and there's not going to be anything exciting that happens, and kind of gives you like a renewed sense of like joie de vivre. And then Ceanothus, which helps clear creative blocks, and mustard for gratitude, and a handful of others. So I am not going to tell you all those details, but I'm just going to tell you what my experience was, and then I hope to hear from you, like what your experience is. So I got all these together for her, and then because I do one-on-one herbal consultations too, which I really enjoy, but I don't have too much time for these days. And I was like, I want to try this before I give it to her. I don't really ever feel like I'm bored. When I was growing up, bored was considered like a bad word. And my parents definitely taught me like that there's never an excuse for boredom. However, in the last year of social isolation and all the pandemic, lockdown and everything, I can see where a lot of people would benefit from this, including people who might not think of themselves as bored, but would like a little bit more color in the ups and downs of life, a little bit more beauty and joy. So I took it, and then I was gonna take a bath. So I got into the bath, and I just taken this color wheel, and I have this big chunk of rose quartz next on the edge of the bathtub. And every time I had that rose quartz for, I might have had it for 20 years or something. And it's not every time I saw it, I thought of it as unattractive and just like not a great specimen, kind of dull. And, that's why I put it in my bathtub, because it was just a chunk of pink. And I'm kind of embarrassed to think so ill of a rock that I kept around with me for so long, but that's the truth about me and my inner dialogue about that rose quartz. Anyway, so I had taken the color wheel, and I just like picked up that rose quartz, and I just started looking at it, and all the colors seemed more bright, and there were like pinks and orange and more areas of like translucency that I hadn't noticed before. And I swear I laid in that bathtub and stared at that rose quartz for a long time. And I was just like, I've never tripped on acid or something like that. And I don't think it was like that. But I mean, sometimes like when people talk about like getting lost in an experience on that level, that's kind of what it makes me think of. But I was just like, I was still aware of everything else, but I was just having this really great experience with this object that was definitely probably the object in my life that I felt was the most like dull and uninteresting, even though it's a really, a rose quartz is a special gemstone. So I was sold on the color wheel. If you've been feeling like life has been dull or less than exciting this year during our shutdown and social isolation, you can give this a try, and please let me know your experience. I hope that this roller coaster ride that we're all on at least can feel a little bit more beautiful and colorful. That's why I'm calling it the color wheel, because of the wheel of fortune can at least be beautiful. Have a great day. You can find Color Wheel and other flower and gem essences at brownbearherbs.com. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit the bell for notifications so that you can learn about more herbs, flower essences, and gem essences.